Hello and hi everybody, welcome back to another one. At this time, I'm here with something brand new once again. It seems like there's gonna be a pretty a new trend for me at this point. Almost every other day, there's gonna be something new that I'm bringing on, and this is from a channel called Dengener City. I'm sorry if I butchered that name so badly. It is my first time even pronouncing that name, so forgive me on that. And this is a video called My job experience. I don't know why people want to censor that. It's for the unemployed that don't want to get a job. But yeah, at least a lot of us have had some sort of job experience. I've had a lot of job experiences myself. Not always the best, but it's something. You know, I gotta make a little bit of money somehow so I don't be broke my whole life. At least YouTube's been the best job I've ever had in my entire life, even though I don't even make that much to where I can buy a house. So if y'all want to make that happen, be sure to subscribe. So with that being said, we'll just get into this. And if you guys enjoy this and you want me to do more of this, and if I personally enjoy this, then I'll definitely keep doing more. So with that being said, if you haven't already watched the video yourself, link to it will be in the description. So with that being said, let's get into this.
Today, I'll be talking about one of humanity's biggest fears.
A job.
A job! This is a horrifying path that almost everybody will have to eventually face in their life, whether we like it or not.
Yep.
And most of the time, we don't. But everyone has to get their bread somehow.
Yep.
So we just gotta suck it up and pray that we win the lottery or our parlay hits one day. Because let's be for real, nobody want a job. Like, unless you got real aspirations for a certain type of work, I think most of us, if given a magical opportunity to get paid however much you get paid now and not work that job again, we would take it. Because most of us see jobs as a way to get by in life and try to make ends meet. There's no room for you to pursue passions in this economy. You better second guess that art degree and major in business so you can be an executive marketing promoter for $1 billion company. But I digress. I'm just saying, I doubt that is most people's passions to work at a 9-to-5 at a warehouse lifting boxes. I don't mean any disrespect, but am I wrong? Plus, it's fun being unemployed. As long as you got a roof over your head and don't need to worry about bills, most likely because you still live with your parents, then why would you want a job? That sounds like it's taking away your time from being grandmaster on Rivals and watching reels. Nah, that's too much.
Yeah.
But eventually, you want to get your own stuff. You know, young boy tickets ain't free. Or life really hits you in the face and now you actually have bills. So eventually, we all have to get a
job.
However, you know what's harder than actually deciding to get a job? Finding one that hires you. I swear, you
That's
could send
definitely a
100
bitch.
applications to 100 different places and all of them would still ghost you. You think with how many job openings you see, the businesses are desperate to find people. But
No.
nah, it feels like they're posting it as bait just to mess with people or steal your info. Not only that, if this is your first job, you're gonna have a harder time because even the quote-unquote entry-level jobs are asking for a qualification of having prior experience. Like, isn't that what this job is for? How is someone supposed to get experience and not be homeless while almost every decent paying job requires that? And trying to apply for a job on LinkedIn or Indeed is like sending your application into a void. I swear none of those people be reading them.
Nope.
You could have the most stacked profile on LinkedIn. You got a bachelor's, master's, discovered the cure for cancer. Then you send in an application for your dream job to your dream company. Then they write back to you saying, we've read your application. Unfortunately, the CEO's daughter has took your position that you applied for, so get the phone. Back when I was still applying for jobs,
so related.
I literally gave up on sending applications on those sites because I never get a response back. Like, damn, was my application that bad? Even when your application does get noticed and you get set up for an interview, you still gotta go through some more bullshit ass questions. Why did you choose our business? You got hired. What's up? What is your main motivation to get your work done? Money? What else am I here for? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Hopefully not here. That's just me being honest with my answers.
Yep.
What do you want me to do? Work here for the rest of my life? This is a Wendy's. So you gotta lie with any question they ask. You have to make yourself look as good as possible. So you gotta fake it till you make it. Even if they asked you a stupid question like, would you still work this job even if there was no pay? You say absolutely. I always wanted to be a slave.
Yeah, I want to be a
Congratulations.
slave
You're
so
successfully
badly.
become
Please.
Employed. The end of your life starts Tuesday. After starting a job, I feel after the first week, you can find out whether you like it or quit it the next month. And it won't be the job itself to motivate this decision. It's your boss and coworkers. They can make or break this whole thing. If you happen to get a chill boss and coworkers you can vibe with, that's amazing. That's how my last real job was. I used to be a waiter for weddings and other events. That job low-key had me stressing because I wasn't good at the start. I was awkward taking orders. I would mess up orders. And one time I even dropped a whole tray of food I was carrying at the wedding. Best believe I didn't get tips that day. And what would get me kind of jealous is that some of my coworkers would walk out and carry 2 trays full of food on one shoulder. Like, damn, bro, are you Samoan?
I've seen that before. I've seen that before.
But you know what kept me going? It was the fun time I had with my coworkers and boss. They were cool as hell. We had a carpool to get to the events. It was always a vibe and a good time. They made my experience. Imagine working a 16-hour shift and walking out of it happy. One day I clocked in for a double shift for a wedding and a Sweet 16 at 9:30 a.m. and clocking out at 1:30 a.m. Granted, I was dead after that shift and had to take off my shoes more than once. But I got $60 worth of tips and went to Wawa after work, so I felt like Gucci. And I believe I only felt like this because the environment I was around was nice. Sometimes. I've had to serve some aggressive people at some points.
Yeah, it's my birthday today. What can I get out here for free? You a bitch.
If I had trash co-workers or a trash boss, I would have not stayed at that job for long.
Relatable.
I have zero patience for both. Literally. Like example, the first job I've ever had in my senior year of high school, I was a janitor at a warehouse. I had no coworkers, so I had nobody to talk to, and my boss was not a bad person, but a bad boss. I'd be working shifts that were 2 to 3 hours every few days, cleaning the break rooms, hallways, and bathrooms. So my pay wasn't even that good, but since I was still in school, I was just thinking, I'm making money, and I got more time to study and glue.
Yeah.
That sounds like a win-win. But when payday arrived, I would only be paid for half the hours I worked, sometimes less. I was already barely working as is, combined with a salary of $13 an hour, cleaning up pee-pee and poo-poo. Man, I'm not taking it. Plus, he only paid me through Cash App. You've ever had a job that only paid you through Cash App?
What kind of job are you working
I
for?
only worked there for a few weeks. He did pay me the rest of the money after, so he cool, but man, warehouse jobs are not it. My patience dwindled faster when I got accepted at BJ's, and I worked there for 1 day. I asked to go to the bathroom and left during orientation. I discovered they weren't what they advertised. How you gonna call yourself BJ's without expecting people to have certain expectations? That's false advertising. So I left. That wasn't really the reason. I just didn't want to work in the freezer. That's when I started my waiting job, then YouTube, and now here I am. Unemployed since. I'm just saying I can understand the struggles of looking for and having a job. Especially the ones you only take to make ends meet. And the unemployed life can be really fun. When you have stuff to fall back on. If not, it will only be short-term satisfaction. Eventually, you have to get a career, deal with any of the shortcomings of it, and do that for the rest of your life. The American dream. So when looking for a job, make sure to get one that you like if you have the privilege to do so. That's all I really wanted to say. And in conclusion, enjoy employment while you still can. Different strokes for different folks.
Oh my god. This video was so relatable. It very much is. Now, I know some of you guys may be young. You don't have to get a job right now, so you're just enjoying life as it is. And you know, it's true. If you're young, enjoy your life, because at some point in life, you're definitely gonna have to get a job. You're gonna have to get one of those at some point. And getting the job itself is a bitch. Like I've worked a few jobs in my life, and thankfully they weren't too difficult to get, besides my last one. Because I knew people that, you know, had jobs, so they helped me get in. So like my first 3 jobs, I worked at 2 Mexican restaurants. I got in because my aunt worked those restaurants, so she helped me get in when I was 15, 16 years old. And then I worked at a car wash when I was 18 last year. No, I just turned 19. Yeah, this was barely a year ago. Not even a year ago. I worked at the car wash that was like by my parents' house, like 2 minutes away. So I worked there because my friend, some of you guys may remember, Matthew, we don't talk as much anymore, but he helped me get that job, so I really appreciate him for that. And I just didn't really enjoy it. Even the Mexican restaurant jobs, I hated those jobs. It was just not for me. And I was in school at that point, so I really didn't need a job. I just thought it would be cool to have it. And then when I worked at the car wash, I did need a job because, you know, things were happening, financial, things weren't I can't even fucking speak. Things weren't going well for me and the household. YouTube was barely paying me. Speaking of YouTube has been the best job I've ever done so far. I technically started earning money from YouTube back when I was 17 years old, and it wasn't that much at start. I was still in school, so I was like, ooh, a paycheck, nice. You know, I'm still getting paid while doing what I love doing, and I'm in school, so it's not too bad. And then, like a year later, my channel started taking off a lot more. My videos were getting hella views, and I was making hella money. I was like, bro, I'm on top of the world. I'm gonna be big one day. And then 2024 happened, into where my money just slashed in half. And yeah, it hasn't been the same since. So nowadays, I don't really make that much on YouTube, to where that's why I got that car wash job, because I'm broke. And then I want to pursue truck driving, because that's actually what I wanted to do. My dad does it, and I want to do it as well. So I got my CDL license. I started going to school for that in January of this year. I got my license in March. And boy, getting a job, I think getting a job was harder than getting a relationship. Actually, no, it could interchange. But Jesus, dude, it took me a whole month after getting my license to get a job. And it wasn't even a truck driving job. Well, it kind of is, but I don't even need an actual CDL license for it. I just need my regular driver's license. So I pretty much got my license for no reason whatsoever. And the job that I did get, which was delivering golf carts, I hated that job. One main reason was because of my boss. I hated that dude. That dude was the biggest dick I have ever encountered. Hard pause on that. God damn. I hated that motherfucker. I wanted to slap that dude so bad, because he's not a good manager. He really isn't. Like, he's like a dick to everybody, and he's just not a good manager. He may be a good person outside of work, but when he's working, you do not want to encounter him. I have to encounter him every single day. And my life is a living hell. And I've worked at that job. I stopped working there. I didn't make that a big announcement, because I know my parents could be watching my videos sometimes, so I don't want them knowing as of right now. But I hated the job. I knew I had to get out of there. I was stressed. I was depressed. I just couldn't do it. To where I barely had energy to do YouTube videos, which is why I don't do them that much when I was working there. So now that I'm not, now I'm putting a lot of time and dedication in my videos to see, you know, let's try to build this back up. Let's see if I can make a decent income from this. And I live in my girlfriend's house, her parents' house. And thankfully for them, the sweetest people they are, they're not charging me for anything. They're just saying, worry about your own expenses, and don't worry about paying us for rent or food or anything like that. So I am blessed to be in that position. So I really appreciate my girlfriend's family for allowing me to be in their house without them telling me, hey, pay up for the month. So yeah, the position I'm in right now, you know, I'm just trying to do YouTube, trying to see if I can build this back up, and maybe I'll do other stuff for money. No, not that. So yeah, my job experience history has just been all over the place, but I am trying to get my actual career. Like, truck driving is my career. I want to do that, but I just need to find a job. That's just the thing. A lot of these jobs require experience, and I don't have that because no one wants to give it to me. That's just that. It's so fucking stupid. God damn, dude. But I'm gonna try. Like now that I'm unemployed, at least I have a lot more time and effort. At least I have a lot more time and energy to actually go out and try to get a job. Like, I'm trying to get connections from people to help me get jobs. And hopefully that pans out at the end, because I've been having my CDL license now I got it in March, and we're in August now, so like 5 months now I've been having my CDL license, and I haven't got one CDL job. It's bullshit. I dropped almost $4,000 on this license and didn't even get a job. Well, I did, but it wasn't the kind of job I wanted. So it's just bull. It's really bull. But yeah, so I'm part of the unemployed. So yay. But it definitely doesn't feel that good, obviously. You know, once you're like growing up, you do realize, hey, I need to start making some money so that way I can prepare for the future. And if you don't have that, you're fucked. So really hoping things can get better for me within the next few months. And if you guys are working at your jobs, if you really love them, try to stay at them as long as you can. If you hate your jobs, do what's best for you, because, you know, I did what I had to do. I had to get the hell out of my last job. I could not last another day there. So yeah, that was a lot, and I'm really hoping I can actually get the job I desperately been wanting for months now. So anyways, guys, I really did enjoy this. This was really relatable. I'll definitely be reacting to more of this guy. So with that being said, if you enjoy this, be sure to give this video a like. If you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to do so right now and turn on notifications to be notified for any video that I upload. And I'll catch you guys later in the next one whenever I start doing that. So hope you guys enjoy. I'll catch you guys later. So take care.